Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. In the past, I have been asked what my favorite mod that I've worked on is, and I think my answer changes every time. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking all the mods that I've worked on. So I have all of them right here, and I also have a tier list. Now I'm setting myself one rule, and that is that I cannot put no more than 2 mods per tier. And that is just so I don't put like all of them very high up. I want to space them out a little bit more. So I think we're going to start with the Moo Blooms mod. Now the pictures are very blurry when I get close, and that is just because it's the logo zoomed down. Now the Moo Blooms mod adds Moo Blooms to the game, and there are different variants for most of the small flowers that spawn inside of the sunflower plains and also the flower forest. The one thing I really do like about this mod is we have added support for data-driven variants. So if you want to add your own variants with data packs and resource packs, that is something you can do, and they are pretty customizable. You can change the texture, the model, the block on the back. It's a really cool feature. And I've just noticed that my S tier thing is broken. So I think the Moo Blooms are gonna go in that tier. It could be higher if maybe they'd done more. I just really like the overall completion of the mod, and especially the fact that it supports easy variants for you guys to add. Now the second one we are going to rank is the Legends Badgers. This is just like the Moo Blooms, it only adds one mob to the game, and this is the Badger from Minecraft Legends. Now in recent updates we have changed the model of the Badger and things like that to make it fit more of a vanilla friendly style. And just like the Moo Blooms, these do support data driven variants, so you can add your own with data packs and resource packs. They do also have custom sounds, which is cool, but they're really only an ambient mob. They can dig the block they are standing on to get some unique items, but the sniffers already do that, so they're not really that unique. So for that reason, I think they're gonna go in D tier. I think they could be better, but they could also be worse. So the next one we are going to rank is the Slammer Boss. Now this is pretty recent. It was a part of the Trails and Tails Plus mod, this one right here, but we ported it to its own mod. And if you don't know what this is, it adds a new boss to the game that spawns in jungles. This is the Slammer. It is very unique in the way it attacks, because it can't be damaged. The only way it can be damaged is with blocks the Slammer throws. And it also is asleep by default. If I was to craft one of these up and click it on it, that is what activates the boss. And if I go in survival mode, you'll see it will randomly start throwing some rocks at me, and it can also slam the ground to deal a lot of damage. And if I was to go up to it and punch it, you can see no damage is dealt. The only way I can deal damage is by throwing these. It's a pretty cool mod, and the boss is quite a unique fight. One downside is a lot of the assets are outdated because they were made back when 1.20 released, so quite a few years ago. We might move the Badgers down one, because I think the Slammer boss deserves a D tier, or maybe it deserves a C tier. Yeah, I think C tier is decent for it. It could be higher if maybe we got around to updating the textures, models and that is something we do plan to do. Now, the next one we're going to rank is the Booklet mod. Now, this is a new mod that I released a few days ago, and it's mainly built for the mod pack. The mod pack is just for all of these mods that have updated to 1.21.4 and 1.21.5. But if I quickly just open this, you can see this shows every single item within the mods, and you can look at what they do and how they are obtained. So for example, if you are scrolling through or you are playing in survival mode and you don't know what this item here does, you can click on it and you can see it's obtained by crafting, and it also functions like a hammer and breaks a 3x3 area. This is quite cool because you don't have to search YouTube or Discord if you want to know what an item does. And once again, this is very new. I have already been working on a load of improvements for this, which should be releasing very soon. You can also see spawn eggs are given information on how the mob can be found and what it does. So this is a very cool mod. Although it doesn't add anything new, it's just that quality of life thing that a lot of players would probably appreciate. So I think this is going to go in, let's put it in D tier. Because, no, actually I think it deserves higher than that. I think it's going to go in S tier, because although it doesn't add anything, I think for players who are confused by items and don't want to go and use a third-party software, I think it's a very cool mod. Now let's jump to some of the bigger mods. So let's do MO Villagers first. Now MO Villagers is a mod that adds new villager professions to the game, but there is one goal when we made this mod, and that was that we didn't want to add any new blocks or items. It was purely just new professions. So we have quite a lot of new ones. We have the Redstone Trader, which trades redstone items, and that is the target block. We then have the Nether Trader, which is the respawn anchor, and this trades nether themed items. We also have the Florist, which is a flower pot, and this one trades any vegetation blocks or items. We then have the Miner, which is a workstation of a furnace, and this trades anything you can find inside of caves. And then we also have the Lumberjack, which is a crafting table, and this one will trade anything related to wood. There is also the Ancient Explorer, which is a workstation of suspicious sand, and this will trade anything related to archaeology. And this is one of the most downloaded mods that I have released. I think it's closing in at 500,000 downloads, so it is pretty cool in that sense as well. Now, I think the overall goal for this mod is pretty much what we wanted. A mod that adds more villager professions, that makes items a lot easier to obtain. And I know a lot of people are going to say this is very overpowered, and yes it is. That is kind of intentional, but at the same time not. It's intentional because I built this mod when I couldn't really play Minecraft that much, and I wanted just to get resources a lot easier. But maybe in the future we could look into making a vanilla friendly port, where maybe the trades are a bit more balanced for the vanilla game. But I think the overall mod, I don't think it deserves B, A or S. Maybe it does. Maybe let's put it in B tier. So I think B tier is good. I think it could be better once again if it was more vanilla friendly and maybe if there was more balance to it. Now let's cover Gardens Awakens Plus. Now Gardens Awakens Plus is a mod that expands upon 1.20.1.4 and the creaking update. This is the creative tab for it. It just adds a load more blocks and items for the biome. Now I think this is one of our least messy mods for the Plus series. We have obviously done quite a few of them, and I'll cover some of the other ones in a second. But I think this one was well balanced in the features we added. We added a load of variants for the mobs. We also added some unique mobs. One of the best features in this update being the Ancient Sprite. I think this turned out to be such a cool mob. If I quickly just place it down, you can find this inside of the Pale Garden. And it's just a big bush that at daytime it will go to sleep, and then at nighttime it will wake up and you can feed it some creaking hearts to get certain items in return, kind of like how piglings work. But I think this is one of the best features we added, and it turned out pretty well. It was kind of hard to expand upon 1.21.4 because it only added one biome, but I think this is gonna go in... this is hard. Because I would put it in C tier, but obviously I've said only 2 per one. I think we're going to go for Gardens Awakens Plus. I think we're going to go B tier. Maybe, yeah, I think B tier is good. Now, let's cover Tricky Trials Plus next. Now, Tricky Trials Plus is, once again, like Gardens Awakens, but it expands upon Minecraft 1.21, adding a lot of new features. Now, this mod become quite messy towards the end. As you can see, there's a lot of junk in this mod that could probably be removed, but we added a new armor tier for the heavy type. We also added new vault types for woodland mansions, end cities, ancient cities, bastions, as well as then a new variant of the trial chamber that's a lot harder. I love how this mod turned out, but I think there's a lot of things we could probably scrap at this point if we was to come back to this mod. And there's a lot of things that could be removed or reworked. But honestly, I think the mod is pretty cool. It's still a mod that I mess around with from time to time as I enjoy it, and it seems like other people enjoy it as well. So I would say this is S tier, but because of the messiness of it, we're going to put it in A tier. I think if we cleaned it up, it could be knocked up slightly. So now we're coming down to the final few. We're going to do the Toggle Sonic Boom next, because this is just a quick one that we can quickly get out of the way. Now, if you don't know what this one done, it just added a new game rule. Now, the game rule isn't updated for the newer versions, but it had a new game rule that was Can Warden Sonic Boom. And if you was to turn this on, then the Warden would be able to use its Sonic attack. If you was to turn this off, then the Warden wouldn't be able to Sonic attack. And I just made this mod because when Minecraft added the Sonic Boom attack to the Warden, a lot of people didn't like it. It would have been cool for a option inside a vanilla game to disable it, but that wasn't the case, so I made one myself. And once again, it's just a game rule that does that, so it's not really anything too exciting. I think it's going to go in E tier. It's a cool feature, but once again, it didn't really do well in downloads. and also it was just one game rule. So let's get the backpacks mod out of the way. So once again, just like the booklet mod, the backpacks mod released at the same time, and this is just a vanilla-ish friendly way to get backpacks. So inside of the mod pack, there isn't as much inventory clutter with all the new items, as all these new items with no sort of inventory management is very annoying. And the backpacks are very simple, they just go from leather to netherite, increasing the amount of slots, starting with just 9, going up to 6. Once again, this is something that I do plan to improve upon in the future. For now, I think it's going to go in maybe E tier. I think it's going to go in E tier because I think it definitely can be improved better. But it was just something that I wanted to release, so the mod pack had some kind of extra inventory. The backpacks can be dyed though, that's one cool thing, but I definitely think the upgrading system and all that could probably be improved upon. Now we have 4 left. I'm going to cover the Spring to Life one last because this is the most recent mod we have been working on. Now these 3 right here are not updated to newer versions. So let's do MO features first. This is a mod that not a lot of people would know. I will have some footage in the background of this mod being used so you guys can get a rough idea of what it adds and things like that. This is one of the first mods we worked on, and I think this was worked on back in like 2019, maybe 2020. So it was quite a long time ago, and it was updated I think until like 1.21 when Minecraft made the big massive changes and broke everything, and it's just a pain to get it updated newer versions. I like the mod, it's a cool mod. Once again, I think it is kind of messy in what it adds. It's more of just features I wanted in the game as well as features other people that worked on the mod wanted. I definitely think it could be better, so I think it's going to go in F tier. No, it's definitely not going in F tier because I think it is cooler. Now this is hard to balance everything. It definitely don't deserve S tier. Maybe I will do 3 in some of these. I think it's going to go in E tier, just because it definitely don't deserve an F tier. Next, we are going to do the Deeper Dark mod. Now this is a mod that expanded upon the Deep Dark. Once again, this mod become very messy, and towards the end it started to add just random things to kind of fill the mod to make it feel like it added more. I think if we return to this mod in the future, we could like scrap 90% of its content and improve it all. So I think this definitely does deserve an F tier. It was a cool concept and I think we might revisit it in the future, but if we did, it would probably be reworked from nothing. I don't think we'd rework from the mod we have. And the next one we're going to cover is this one. I think this is people's favorite because I always get comments to update this mod, and it's something we are working on. It's just very hard to update because it's such a big mod. Once again, I will have on screen some things that this mod adds because it's not updated to more recent versions. Now, 2 things. This mod once again become very messy towards the end. That is kind of a theme that we are fixing with newer mods. But about midway through, it started to go outside the box of 1.20 plus and started to just expand upon Minecraft, which I think we maybe could have avoided or done better, but it did still add some pretty cool features. So it's going to go in D tier, and that is purely just the fact it's a messy mod. It does add cool features, but once again, 90% of the content could probably be scrapped within the mod. This is Spring to Life Plus, which is a mod expanding upon 1.21.5. This is a mod we are still currently working on, and we released a second update about 1 to 2 weeks ago. This mod currently is expanded upon forest biomes, birch forest biomes, jungles, and also mushroom fields, with the third update currently being in development. Now, I can't really rank this one as a mod because once again it's still being worked on. I'm going to rank it as what the mod currently is. And it adds some pretty cool features. It adds bears, it adds red pandas to the game, it adds a new green bamboo block set, as well as a lot more vegetation, especially one of my favourite features, the butterfly bush, which is like the firefly bush, but it lets off butterfly particles that flap around. And from what this mod currently is, I think I'm going to rank this mod S tier. I love the mod so far. I think the features it adds is so cool. It hasn't got to the point where it's cluttered or anything like that, I don't think. Which once again, we are still updating it. But that is the current tier list, and I think that is pretty decent. We done a good job of keeping it limited to 2 mods per. I think it kind of got messed up down the bottom here, but I definitely don't think any of these deserve an F tier. Let me know what you guys think of my tier list, and if you would definitely move any of the mods in different orders. I know a lot of people are probably going to reorganize this way differently to how I have, but this is just my experience working on the mods as well as releasing them and the features within them. But this was very fun to do. If you'd enjoyed, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. I'm pretty happy with the final tiers, and this is only the start of mods we are releasing. We have a lot planned. Once again, the mod pack will be linked in the description. It's for NeoForge and Forge 1.21.4 and 1.21.5, and as soon as the Happy Ghast 1.21.6 update comes out, we are going to be straight on updating all of these mods for that version. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!